Lordstown Motors shares off just about 16% after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Now, this coming while the company also files or sues a chip maker FoxConn. With more on what this means for the EV landscape, we want to bring Yahoo Finance's Josh Schafer. And Josh, certainly this was foreshadowed. The company had warned just about the dire situation that they were in, but lots of questions just about what this means here for the EV landscape at large going forward.
Definitely questions for what it means for the EV landscape at large, and also just new IPOs that we've seen in the last couple of years, right? When you think about a lot of those companies were EV companies. And when you sort of expand that out and you think about the amount of IPOs that we had at the time that Lordstown came public via SPAC in 2020. There was over 300 about 300 IPOs that year. Then you had IPOs sort of peak in 2021. And really what you saw from Lordstown was that things just never fully materialized. You remember former President Donald Trump showcasing one of their trucks famously on the White House lawn, and that was probably the peak of Lordstown. That was certainly the peak of their stock. Shares were over $430 at that point and came precipitously down. You saw to about $2 right now. And I think it sort of gets to a larger point when you think about a company like Lordstown and companies right now and sort of what you do when your stock price is going down this much, right? Because you're a growth stage company, you probably need liquidity to keep driving up that revenue because you haven't turned a profit yet, but your stock's coming down significantly. So that puts you in a tough spot. Lordstown suing FoxConn because they're not getting the funding they thought they were getting. And you're gonna see more and more bankruptcies come as this happens, or maybe even M&A, right? Someone buying this company before they file for bankruptcy, because a lot of these companies are sort of in a tough liquidity position as that stock price drops.
Yeah, what exactly, I guess, are the next steps here for Lordstown, just in terms of some of the interest that they could potentially see, given the fact that, yes, they ran into those liquidity issues, which have been a problem now for quite some time, but they do have some technology that I think could be attractive here to some of the other players in this space.
They have a technology and potentially a plant, right, too, depending on what happens in court with FoxConn for who owns the plant that is in Lordstown, Ohio. So when we talk about bankruptcy, we're of course talking about assets, right? And that's going to be what's for sale. So the key thing is that endurance truck, the pickup truck that has been delivered in the US. So it's an EV truck that is certified and out in the US, which some companies can't say, right, in the electric vehicle space. So you would think there's value there. And again, you think there's value in the factory, potentially in the technology that's within the truck you're seeing right now on your screen. So it'll be interesting to see if they are able to sell part of that and how much that would go for. I'm sure it's going to be a far cry from that $5 billion valuation that we saw Lordstown have just 3 years ago. But there's still probably something there and something worth value in the long run.
Yeah, they hope so. Yeah, far cry from the $5 billion just a few years ago. All right, Josh, thanks.